Students, yesterday we have come across current density. What is current density? It is the amount of current flowing through unit area of a conductor. So if the area of cross section of the conductor is not uniform, current density is not uniform. I told you, current through a conductor, if the current is steady, current may be a constant, but current density may not be a constant. That depends on area of cross section of the conductor. So today we are coming to some relations related to current density. Everybody knows that I is equal to V by R. This is famous Ohm's law equation. But R is equal to rho into L by L. This also you have studied in class 10th in the previous year. So this is I is equal to V by R, that is equal to V by rho into L by A. That is equal to V into A divided by rho into L. If this A is taken below I, we will get I by A. What is I by A? I by A is J. J is equal to 1 by rho. 1 by rho remains and V by L remains. So J is equal to 1 by rho into V by L remain there. Am I correct? But we also know that V by L is equal to capital E. What is capital E? That is the intensity of electric field. So when a potential difference is applied across a conductor, an electric field is generated and the electrons move in a direction opposite to the electric field. Everybody knows that. So we are getting this relation as J is equal to 1 by rho into E, where rho is called resistivity. Reciprocal of resistivity is another term in physics, that is sigma. Sigma is called electrical conductivity. Am I correct? So this is J is equal to sigma into E. So this is a very important formula because in the previous examination CBSE 12th class physics, a question related to this formula came. So I think it is very important formula. J is equal to sigma into E, or E is equal to J by sigma also we can write. So current density is uniform only if area of cross section is C. If the current density is not uniform, then the value of I can be calculated as I is equal to line integral J dot dA, where J dot dA is the current through a small area dA, right? So this is also very important formula. I is equal to line integral I dot dA. Now we are coming to Ohm's law. Ohm's law, everybody knows Ohm's law. So current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to potential difference, provided the temperature of the conductor remains a constant. So accordingly, as the definition, we can write V proportional to I. Though we say current is directly proportional to potential difference, but when we write mathematically, we will write V proportional to I. That is the better way of writing this equation. This proportionality can be changed into equality by multiplying a constant. V is equal to R into I, where R is a constant proportionality and this constant is called resistance. It is a constant only if there is no change in temperature. So this resistance is called resistance. This figure shows a conductor AB having resistance R and a potential difference V supplied, current flows through it, and then we can see that V is directly proportional to I. Whenever we increase the potential difference, the current through the conductor increases. Hence, if we draw a graph, I along the x-axis and V along the y-axis, the graph will be linear, telling you that I is directly proportional to V. And also very important thing is the slope of VI graph, Ohm's law graph, slope is always equal to tan theta is equal to R. Ohm's law graph whose slope is equal to resistance of the conductor. So this is Ohm's law. So Ohm's law is very important. Conductors that obey Ohm's law are called ohmic conductors. For ohmic conductors only VI graph is always linear. Ohm's law is proved valid if we can prove R is equal to a constant. Now you see, this figure shows a conductor AB, I current is flowing through it when a potential difference V is supplied. Capital is the area of cross section of the conductor. Everybody knows that when a potential difference is applied, electric field is generated all along the conductor, and hence electron starts drifting. Drifting, yesterday we have studied very clearly what is drift speed. Drift speed we have seen yesterday as Vd is equal to minus E capital E divided by m into tau. What is tau there? Tau is the relaxation time. That is E into tau divided by m into small e into tau divided by m into capital E. Capital E we can write in terms of V by L, because capital E is also called as potential gradient. And also we know that I is equal to NEA Vd. That is NEA. N means electron charge density. E is the charge of an electron. A is the area of cross section of the conductor. NEA into Vd. The value of Vd we are placing it here. So hence we are getting the value of I is equal to N E square A tau divided by m into L into capital V. If capital V is taken below I, we get I by V is equal to N E square A into tau divided by m into L. That is inverted. When it is inverted, we will get V by I is equal to m L divided by N E square A into tau. So this is V by I. V by I is equal to R. That also everybody knows. Hence we can say that R is equal to ml divided by N E square A into tau. In this expression, every quantity, m means mass of an electron, L means length of an electron. Length of an electron remains a constant when temperature remains constant. And N is the charge density, volume charge density. Volume charge density is also constant when the temperature remains constant. E means charge of electron, always a constant. And A is a constant, also tau is also a constant. And temperature remains a constant. Therefore, we have proved that R is equal to a constant. And this proves the validity of Ohm's law.